Still in the country, Nigeria's Internal Revenue Agency says that it has set targets to increase the nation's tax to GDP ratio to about 18% in the next 3 years. This was revealed by the acting chairman of the agency as he took over the mantle of leadership of the service following his appointment by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, saying the agency will work to improve the culture of voluntary tax payments in the country. Amadin tells us more.
It was a handover ceremony as a new leadership has assumed the headship of the nation's Internal Revenue Service. The outgoing chairman of the FIRS says the service has performed excellently well in the last few years, as it has consistently increased its yearly revenue targets and ensured that trillions have been generated into government's coffers.
The service is currently contributing over 70% of the revenue being shared monthly by FAC. The service is on track to set yet another record in 2023 as it collected over 8.5 trillion naira already cash from 1st January to 14 September and have assessed, reconciled, recovered over 4 trillion naira outstanding tax liabilities and sequestered funds from NNPC on behalf of the Federation.
He adds that the nation's tax-to-GDP ratio is currently 10.6%, following reforms which increased it from 6% within a 2-year period.
During the inauguration of the SY board members of the service, I promised to raise the country's tax-to-GDP ratio from 6% to 10% in 4 years. We already have achieved a tax-to-GDP ratio of 10.86% within 2 years, that is at 31st December 2021. It may interest us to know that our projected total tax 2022 collection is a minimum of 15 trillion and a projected tax-to-GDP of nearly 14% by end of the year 2023.
The new acting chairman of the FIRS commended the outgoing leadership for their hard work, saying Nigeria currently has a pressing revenue crisis which must be addressed. He says there is a need to address the high rate of internal revenue, which is currently being channeled towards debt servicing.
We confront a pressing revenue crisis with a staggering 96% of government revenue being funneled into servicing our debts. This stark reality necessitates swift and resolute action on our part. We cannot afford to delay. We must act decisively to reverse this concerning trend.
He adds that the service under the new leadership will utilize technology and data to increase the current tax-to-GDP ratio to 18% within the next 3 years.
Our aspiration is audacious: to surpass Africa's average tax-to-GDP ratio of 16.5% and achieve an impressive 18% within 3 years. By doing so, we aim to reduce our nation's reliance on borrowing and ensure financial sustainability.
The new management has also pledged to get more Nigerians into the tax net, promising to improve the culture of voluntary tax payments by citizens. Amadin, reporting for News Central.